Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1988 Pennant race is on the air. Today's date is September 18th, 1988. We are at Oakland Coliseum for a very important game in the American League West between the Kansas City Royals and the Oakland Athletics. Let's take a look at the standings as they stand right now. And we'll start with the American League West. The Oakland Athletics, with a record of 88-61, have clinched a playoff berth. They are in the postseason no matter what. They are now just trying to clinch the division overall, and their magic number right now is 5. Minnesota is in second place at 9.5 back. The Kansas City Royals here are 2 back of Minnesota to try to get to second. The California Angels under 500, now 4.5 back of Kansas City. Doesn't look good right now for the Angels as they are under 500. The American League East, after last night's game with the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees, this division still very much up for grabs. The Yankees are now a half game back. The Tigers are in third place. The Toronto Blue Jays are a game and a half back of Detroit now for third, and the Brewers are 2 back. This division is probably going to go down to the final few days. The National League East, the Pittsburgh Pirates have a 6.5 game lead on the Expos for second. The Mets are only a half game back of the Expos for third, and that is huge. And that is huge. If the Mets can take over second place, they will avoid the wild card series. The Cardinals, now 5 back of the Mets, are beginning to fade a little bit. In the National League West, the Giants have a 3-game lead on the Astros. The Reds are in third place, but they're under 500. They only have a half-game lead on the Padres. The Dodgers are 2.5 back, but they're also under 500. Very possible we may not have a number 6 seed in the National League. I have decided to change the format of the postseason a little bit. Instead of number 3, automatic of the third place teams facing each other, they will be seeded. So right now, Kansas City would be the 6, Minnesota the 5, Detroit the 4, and the Yankees the 3. I'm going to change the playoff format a bit at this moment because if possible, if Detroit was to beat Kansas City, and Detroit would have to go play at Minnesota just because they were second place in a weaker division, I'm going to change that up. So that is what's going to happen now in the postseason. I'll put that on the standings board when I print that. So that is the standings right now after 9/17/88, and a very important game tonight. We got a good crowd. Brian B., Frank Wainscott, Texag 75, Big Clue, Jeremy Brooks joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. Oakland historically won this game 3-2. Kansas City had 10 hits. Oakland had 5 hits. Neither team had an error. So far, this has been a weird season right now in 1988. But so far, the American League looks like they're going to follow chalk, as Oakland and the Red Sox did win those divisions historically. But the National League, not even close. But that's what happens sometimes when you do this. And we're about to find out what is up. Brian Patterson now joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. Okay, enough talk. Let's play some baseball. Starting pitcher for the Oakland Athletics tonight is Curt Young. 11 wins, 8 losses, a 4.14 ERA. So the Royals, they are right now 2 games behind Minnesota. They would like to get into second place and at least host the wild card, one of the wild card games, but they got a ways to go here. And right now, we shall find out what happens here tonight. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for Kansas City will be Gary Thurman. He's at center field tonight, a 167 average and 2 RBI. So here come the September call-ups But now they're going to have to play in games that mean something. And you never know who could be the hero from a team that's right now, at the time this game was actually played, they weren't playing for anything. Now they are. Let's play some ball. We are using yellow, white, and green dice. A's are the home team. Young, 4-3 against a righty. Walk plus, and that 2 will walk Thurman. Just like that, Curt Young gives up a leadoff walk. To start the game, he had 47 walks that year in 88. Oakland Coliseum adds 2 to strikeouts and 1 to walks. So the Royals start off with a man on first. Here comes the third baseman, Kevin Seitzer. 304 average, 5 homers, 60 RBIs. Infield is a double play. Thurman at 5 stolen bases. He won't go anywhere. Young will make the pitch. Young, 5-4. That's a range play. Seitzer, 6-4. And that's a fly ball hit to center field. Going after that is Henderson. Excellent out there. His range is a 5. That is a 5. He makes the catch. 1 out. And Thurman will go back to first. 1 down. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Mr. George Bret. One of the greatest of all time. Yeah, 306 average, 24 homers, 103 RBIs. I still rate Mike Schmidt a little better than Bret at third base, but Bret is one of the GOATs, and there's no doubt in my mind about that. Thurman on at first, and nothing on the 15. Young will make the pitch. Young, 3-4, that's a blank. Bret, 2-5, that's a fly out to center field. Once again, Henderson will get to that and make the catch. 2 down. And the next batter will be, next up is Pat Tabler. He is in right field tonight. 282 average, 2 homers, 66 RBIs. Thurman on at first, as Steeler fan joins us here, and Chuck Rawlings at Oakland Coliseum. Nothing on the 15. Thurman stays at first. Young with the pitch. 4-3 against the righty. Walk plus, and that 18 will be ball 4. So Young's not giving up any hits, but he is giving up bases on balls. Second walk given up by Young. And now we'll see the second baseman, Frank White. 235 average, 8 homers, 58 RBIs. Fans here at Oakland Coliseum getting a little bit nervous. That is a 1. Thurman actually gets the steal sign to go to third, but he'll stay. White will go ahead and hit. Young, 1-1. That's a blank. White, a 1-2, and that's a ground ball hit to second base. Mike Gallego will take care of that and toss it over to first. And that'll retire the side. Nothing across except a couple of walks. And we'll go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Kansas City Royals tonight is Bret Saberhagen. The first time we get to see him. 14 wins, 16 losses, a 3.80 ERA. What did you guys think about Saberhagen? At one point, they said Saberhagen was one of the better pitchers in the game. And he gets the call tonight for the Royals. Leading off for the Athletics will be left fielder Luis Polonia. 292 average, 2 homers, 27 RBIs. Ron is Ron Juckett. You called me Ron Juckett? Well, I'll be honest. You want to go ahead and call me Uncle Ron Juckett there, Matt? Well, you know what? I'll take that as a compliment because Uncle Ron Juckett is one of the best ever. Saberhagen with the pitch. 2-6, strikeout 9. He got him. He'll get Polonia on a called strike 3. Strikeout number 1 for Saberhagen. He had 171 of them in 88. Royals fighting for their playoff lives. They are ahead of the Angels, but the Royals are only 4 games above 500. They got to stay up there. Stan Javier is next up, and he is in right field for tonight's game. A 257 average, 2 homers, 35 RBIs. Saberhagen was dominant for a few years. Yes, he was. Saberhagen, 2-4, strikeout 19, that's high. Javier, 4-2, that's a base hit. He slaps that past second base. And Javier will get to first. Here comes one of the Bass brothers, the Oakland designated hitter, Jose Canseco, 307 average, 42 bombs, 124 RBIs. Canseco has hit a number of home runs so far when he's on the board. Infield is a double play. Javier, 20 stolen bases, nothing on the 14. Saberhagen will make the pitch. Saberhagen, 1-1, that's at the park. Oakland Coliseum, 2-3. It's a ground ball to first. 3-3-3. Shortstop, Wellman, 0 arm. A 1, 2, or 3. It's a double play. No. It's a ground ball to first. Bret has only one play. He will take it himself and tag the bag. Javier will go to second on the 6. Cannot turn the double play. But that is a ground out to first. And now we will see the catcher, Terry Steinbach, 265 average, 9 homers, 51 RBI. It's going to be close to see if I want to use Steinbach or I'm probably maybe platooning Steinbach and Hasse in the postseason with the Athletics. They've already clinched a playoff berth. They are definitely in. Strat, 9, nothing happening. Saberhagen will go ahead and pitch. Saberhagen, 5-1, range play at the park. Oakland Coliseum, 2-2. It's a grounder to second, and that's hit to Frank White. White's range is a 4. That is a 6. It'll get by him. It'll be a base hit. Javier's got the speed. He'll be a base runner 5. He will come around and he will score. Oakland takes a 1-0 lead. As he gets it right past Frank White, and the A's are on the board. So Steinbach gets an RBI single. And here comes the center fielder, Dave Henderson. 304 average, 24 homers, 94 RBIs, and 88. He was a monster. Strategy roll, and that's a 4. Steinbach will stay where he is. Saberhagen will make the pitch. Saberhagen, 4-2, range play. Henderson, 4-5. That's a fly ball hit to left. Going after it is Bill Pacoda. His range is a 2. That is a 6. And that's going to be a single for Henderson. Steinbach, base runner 3. Single to left, -2. Well, base runner 3 with 2 outs. And -2. Steinbach will get the third on a 1, and he'll hold at second base. As Pacoda goes ahead and throws that ball in there. And Steinbach will stay at second and be happy with it. As the A's still trying to get some more runs. Next up is Doug Jennings. He's at first base today. 208 average, a homer, 15 RBIs. Mark McGwire has the day off. Steinbach on at second. Henderson on at first. Strat, nothing on the 15. Saberhagen will pitch. Saberhagen, 3-4 against the lefty. Strikeout 11, and he got him. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Strikeout number 2 by Saberhagen, but the Athletics get 1 run on 3 hits and have a 1-0 lead after 1. Doug Hunt and John Haverly join us here at Oakland Coliseum. MV now joins us here as well. We go to the top of the second inning. Already 1-0 A's. Leading off for the Royals is their first baseman, Luis De Los Santos, an .091 average and an RBI. Only played in 11 games for Kansas City. So remember, at this time, historically, the Royals were out of it pretty much, and they were using a hodgepodge lineup. But in our season, they're still alive. So who can be a hero here? I know I've had people tell me maybe I should change the lineups around. I say, nope. They stay as played no matter what. Young with the pitch. 3-5, wild pitch, ball 1. 6-3, that is a blank. Santos, 4-5, and he hits a fly out to center field. And it will be Henderson making the catch, 1 out. Next up will be Bill Pacoda. He is in left field for this game, although not rated. So I've decided to rate him a 2. And he did make an error out there in left field, so I gave him an error rating of 15. Although Chris hasn't gotten back to me on what his rating will be, but that will be the rating I will use for him in left field. A 208 average, a homer, 15 RBIs. As I said, the one thing about inside pitch baseball, if you want to customize it a little bit, go right ahead. Young with the pitch. 6'5", that's blank. Pacoda, 2-2, and against the lefty, that's a base hit. He slaps that one past second. And Pacoda gets the first hit of the game for the Royals. And now we'll see Brad Wellman. He's at shortstop, 271 average, a homer, 6 RBIs. Infield is at double play. Anything on the strat? And yeah, Pacoda actually gets the steal sign. 16 minus 1 is 15. Steinbach minus 2 is 13. But Wellman hits at 271. I'm going to let him swing. Young with the pitch. Young, 5'3", strikeout 12, and he got Wellman. Struck him out. Strikeout number 1 for Young. He had 69 of them in 88. And now we'll see the catcher, Larry Owen, a 210 average, a homer, and 3 RBIs. So Pacoda on at first. Does he get the steal sign again? Not this time. Young will go ahead and pitch. Young, 1-1, that's a blank. Owen, a 4-6, and that's a fly ball hit to left. And Polonia will get to it and make the catch. No runs and a hit for the Royals, and we will go to the bottom of inning number 2. The one thing, however, about having a hodgepodge lineup, if the team is actually in the game, I usually do make substitutions starting the 7th inning. Tony Phillips will lead off for the Athletics. He is at third base tonight, a 203 average, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. Saberhagen will go ahead and pitch. Saberhagen, 6'2", walk, 18. No, just missed. Phillips, 1-4, and he hits one to left field. That is a 5, and against the righty, that will be a base hit. Phillips will go ahead and hold up at first base as he gets a leadoff single. Here comes the shortstop, Walt Weiss, 250 average, 3 homers, 39 RBIs in 88. Phillips, he'll stay put at first. Infield is at double play. Saberhagen with the pitch. 4-3 against the switch left. Strikeout plus, and he got him with the 16. He struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Saberhagen, 1 down. And now we'll see Mike Gallego. He is at second base tonight. 209 average, 2 homers, 20 RBIs. Phillips on at first. That's a 20. Saberhagen throws to first, and nope, Phillips will get back. Kind of close, but Phillips did get there. Bret will now pitch to Gallego, and that's a 3-3. That is a blank. Gallego, 2-3, and that's a grounder to second base. 2-2-3. Shortstop, Wellman, 0 arm, a 1-3. It's a double play. No. The throw will go to first, and Phillips will get to second base, 2 outs. As that is the only play that the Royals had on a grounder to second. So Phillips now on at second. And here comes Polonia. Polonia is 0 for 1. Strategy roll. Phillips will stay at second base. Saberhagen trying to keep this 1-0 lead where it is. Saberhagen, 2-3. That is a blank. Polonia, 3-5. That's a fly ball hit to center. And it will be Thurman getting to that one and making the play. No runs and a hit for the Athletics. They have a 1-0 lead after 2. As the Kansas City Royals trying to chase down the Twins for second place in the American League West. But they also got to get wins. And we got a big 10-minute ticker tonight, of course, as the pennant race is really coming around is coming around, beginning to come around the third turn. Gary Thurman leads off for the Royals. He walked his first time up. Does your Polonia have a first name? Oh, God. Somebody give that man the block dragon right now. That was terrible. Young with the pitch. 1-2. That is a blank. Thurman. 1-5. And that's a ground out to second base. It will be Gallego taking care of that, and that's out number 1. Give him multiple block dragons. I want Baseball Demos block dragoned out of the chat. Here's Seitzer. Seitzer is 0 for 1. That was terrible. Out number 1. Young will go ahead and pitch to Alka-Seitzer. Young, 5-4. Range play. Seitzer, 6-6 against the lefty. That's a double. Hit the right field, but Stan Javier going after it. His range is a 4. He'll make the catch. 2 outs. That'll be a fly out to right as Stan Javier takes a double away from Seitzer. 2 men down, and here's Bret. Bret is 0 for 1. Is anybody going to give Baseball Demos the block dragon? Somebody better give him a block dragon. Steeler fan. Young will make the pitch. Young, 1-2. That is a blank. Bret. 5-6, and that's a fly ball hit to center field. And Henderson will get under it and put it away. 1-2-3. Go the Royals. Holding a 1-0 lead is the A's. As Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. Washing my Polonia down with my ego. Okay, since nobody there wants to do what I ask him to, there. Block dragon, block dragon, block dragon. To all you guys, because nobody wanted to give him the block dragon. Oh, darn, you sunk my Blankenship. I'm going to block all you guys out. We go to the bottom of the third. Stan Javier leads off for the A's. He's 0 for 1. Actually, I'm sorry, he's 1 for 1. Got a base hit his first time up. Saberhagen will go ahead and pitch. Saberhagen, 4-5, wild pitch, ball 1. 4-5, wild pitch, ball 2. 3-3, that's a blank. Javier, 3-3, that's a ground ball hit to third. It'll be Seitzer taking care of that, out number 1. Yeah, chat groans. Here's Ken Seiko, he's 0 for 1. Don't forget, though, Baseball with the Demos is going to do a Game of the Week selection show, which I hope will be soon. Getting blocked like North Carolina got blocked out of the tourney. Yeah, North Carolina does not get the tournament. When was the last time that happened? That had to be a long time ago. But Baseball Demos will be doing an NBC Game of the Week season selection show. So you want to, whenever he does that, make sure you don't miss it. Get a chance to vote on which season he's going to do for his Game of the Week for the upcoming baseball season. And what season he chooses to do, I will take that season out of my selection cards, so I will not overlap his season. Uncle Dave Gardner joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. Uncle Dave Gardner, definitely one of the best in the business. Saberhagen will pitch. Saberhagen, 3-3, that's a blank. Canseco, 2-1, that's a fly out to left field. And it will be Pacoda getting to that, 2 outs. Here's Steinbach. Steinbach is 1 for 1, got a base hit. Just Michigan beating Toledo NIT second half. Well, if Michigan was to lose to Toledo, that in 1988 is not in your season selection. Okay, obviously. Saberhagen with the pitch. 4-2, range play. Steinbach, 5-4. That's a fly ball to center field. Thurman is after it. His range is a 4, and he'll make the catch. And Thurman does have some good range out there. And that'll be a fly out to center and a 1-2-3 inning. So the Athletics lead it, but only 1-0 here in this crucial game against the Royals. in the American League West. We will go to the top of the fourth and timeout as I need a drink. Top of the fourth inning, Pat Tabler leads off for the Royals. He walked his first time up. Fans here at Oakland Coliseum, the Oakland Athletics have already clinched a playoff berth. They have not won the division yet. Their magic number is a 5, which means they could actually clinch it tonight, depending on what FastScore does. Young, 6'4", against the righty. Walk plus, that's ball 4. So Young walks Tabler for the second time. Third walk issued by Young. And here comes White. White is 0 for 1. Infield a double play. Mike Eisenberg joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. And White gets the bunt sign. And I actually think he's going to do it. I actually think he's going to do it here because I think you're going to play a little small ball here. Frank White is going to lay down the bunt. Question is, are the Athletics going to be caught on it? And let's find out here. 1, 2, or 3. It's going to be a double play depth. The corner's in. That's a 2, and they're going to stay at double play depth. So there's not going to be any. There won't be any additions to Frank White. Young with the pitch. 5-2. That is a blank. Frank White lays down the bunt, and that is bunted right back to the pitcher. That's a 9, and that's going to be perfect. As there's no play that Young can make, he'll throw this first to get White, and that will be 1 out. So a sacrifice hit, nice bunt by White to get a run in scoring position. A sacrifice hit right back to Young. Here comes Stilo Santos, and he's 0 for 1. Now the infield is back. Royals need this game more than Oakland does. Very important game for KC. Strategy roll. That's a 17, and nothing happening. Young will go ahead and make the pitch. Young, 3-2, and that is a strikeout. 5, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that's strikeout number 2 for Curt Young. Mr. Clinton Parks joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. Thought I was off, sir? I don't take many days off during the season. Only in between the months. Only in between the months. The next day off I'll be taking will be actually Friday night. Here's Pacoda. Pacoda got a base hit his first time up. 2 outs. Anything on the strat? Tabler stays at second. Young will go ahead and pitch. Young, 5-4. Range play. Pacoda. 4-2. It's a ground ball right back to Young. Young is good on the mound. His range is a 4. And that's a 6, though. He'll get past him. That'll be a base hit. Tabler got enough speed. He'll come around from second. He will score. We're tied at 1. So Bill Pacoda hits it right past the pitcher. And easily anybody, if it's a hit up the middle, anybody at second scores with no problem. And Pacoda has an RBI single now. It's the second hit of the game. So Pacoda doing the job here for the Royals here. Here's Wellman. Wellman is 0 for 1. Thought you heard otherwise. My bad. No, of course not, Mr. Parks. I am always honored when you enter my chat. I'm honored when everybody enters my chat. It means you want to spend a little time with me. Ryan Sullivan now here at Oakland Coliseum. Strategy roll, that's an 18. Wellman gets the bunt sign, but he's swinging. Young with the pitch. 5-6, that is a blank. Wellman, 6-4, that's a fly ball to center. And it will be Dave Henderson getting to that, and he'll make the catch. 1 run, 1 hit, a sacrifice bunt, and a walk. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. We're tied at 1. in a very important game for the Royals. And the A's right now are trying may clinch the American League West, and at least they will get the 1 or the 2 seed, depending what happens the American League East. Dave Henderson leads off for the A's. He got a base hit his first time up. Don't underrate Tabby's speed. Oh, Tabby? Oh, yeah. Saberhagen will pitch. Saberhagen, 5-1, range play at the park. Oakland Coliseum, 3-2, and that is a grounder to second base, and that's hit to Gallego. His range is a 4. He's got it. He'll go ahead, and he'll throw to first for the out. Not Gallego, my bad. Second base is White. Kansas City's in there. White is a range of 4 too, so he makes the play. So it doesn't matter who's in the field, they're out. One down, here is Jennings. Jennings is 0 for 1. Fan of Tabler. His bases loaded prowess is always fascinating. Yeah, Tabler was a bit underrated in his career, I felt. Saberhagen, 1-5, strikeout 2. Oh boy, Jennings was way out in front of that one, struck him out. And that is strikeout number 4 for Saberhagen, 2 down. And here is Phillips. Phillips got a base hit his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Saberhagen with the deal. Saberhagen 5-1. Range play at the park. Phillips 6-4. That's a fly ball to center field. Gary Thurman after it. His range is a 4. That is a 4. He makes the catch on the run and retires the side. Nice job by the Royals to not allow the A's to get anything after tying it up. We're tied at 1 after 4. The 1988 pennant race. Now these games really matter, and the 10-minute ticker is even bigger now. We go to the top of the 5th. Larry Owen leads off for the Royals. He's 0 for 1. Tied at 1 here at Oakland Coliseum. Young with the pitch. 1-1. That's a blank. He's not tired. Owen, 6-5. That's a line out right to first. Jennings gloves it, and that's the first out. Thurman is next, and he is 0 for 1 with a walk. Young goes ahead and pitches, and that's a 3-5 wild pitch. Ball 1. 6-5. That is a blank. Thurman, 2-6, and that's a base hit right past third, and Thurman has himself a single. That's a nice hit for him, and he'll hold at first base. And the next batter is Seitzer, and he's 0 for 2. Infield is at double play depth. Thurman actually had 5 stolen bases, and that is a 5, and he gets the steal sign. 17 minus 1 is 16. Steinbach minus 2 is 14. I'm going to send him. Thurman on his way to second base. The throw down to second is just not in time. Thurman just barely gets under that tag. Stolen base for Thurman. And now he's in scoring position, just barely got there. Probably got there maybe millimeters. And now the infield will be back. Strategy roll for Thurman again. And this time he'll stay at third base. Young will go ahead and pitch. Young, 5-4, range play. Seitzer, 4-4, ground ball to first. It's hit to Jennings, not who you want to hit to. His range is a 1, and that is a 6. And that's going to be a base hit for Seitzer. That's a single. Thurman has got the speed enough to come around from second base, and he will score. Royals have a 2-1 lead. Stadium groans. So the stolen base definitely allows the Royals to take a lead here. RBI single by Seitzer, 2-1 Kansas City. And now you've got Mr. Bret coming up. And Bret is 0 for 2. Infield back at double play depth. Stract, nothing on the 8. Seitzer will stay put. Young already having some trouble here in this ball game, but still pretty close. Young, 6-1, error on a grounder. Bret, 6-3. That's going to be a fly out. It's a fly out to center field, and Henderson will get to it, and that is out number 2. Bret has flown out to center all 3 times. And now the batter is Tabler. Tabler has walked twice, so he's still 0 for 0. But now 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Strat, nothing on the 8th. Seitzer stays at first. Young will go ahead and pitch. Young, 3-5. Wild pitch, 18. Nope, that's ball 1. Young will do it again. Young, 6-5. That's blank. Tabler, 4-2. And that's a grounder to second base. Taken care of there by Gallego. He'll take his time, toss it over to first, and the inning will come to an end. 1 run on 2 hits and a stolen base. The Royals have a 2-1 lead here after 5 with this hodgepodge lineup they have. But sometimes you never know who could be the hero and who could be the GOAT. As we will go to the bottom of the 5th here. Leading off for the Athletics will be Walt Weiss, and he's 0 for 1. Saberhagen, so far he's pitching pretty well. He's only given up 1 run against this A's lineup. Saberhagen, 3-4 against the switch left. Strikeout, 20. That's high. Weiss, 4-2, and that's a single into right field. Gets a nice base hit to right to lead off the inning for the A's. As they try to get the run back, here is Gallego. Gallego is 0 for 1, infield double play. Weiss had 4 stolen bases. That's an 11. He'll stay where he is. Saberhagen will go ahead and make the pitch. Saberhagen, 2-2, range play. Gallego, 3-3. It's a fly ball to center field. Once again, it's up to Thurman. His range is a 4. That is a 3. He makes the catch. 1 out. Thurman again makes a good range play out there. And the batter now is Bologna, and he is 0 for 2. Strat, nothing on the 4. Nope, Weiss will stay where he is. Saberhagen looking in on Bologna, and now the deal. 3-6, possible error. Bologna, 6-4, and that's going to be a base hit to center field. That'll be a single. Hit to center field. Thurman's error rating is a 0. He won't make an error, so it's normal runner advancement. Base runner 3, single to center 0, because Thurman actually has a -1 arm. So a 1-3, Weiss will take third, and he does. Weiss has the speed, and Bologna will hold at first base. So now the A's are in business with runners at the corners. And now the batter is Javier. Javier is 1 for 2, and they are going to call the infield in. The Royals don't want the A's to tie this game up. Runners at first and third. Strat, nothing on the 6. Actually, no, that's not true. Bologna actually gets the steal sign. 15 plus 2 is 17. And Steinbach -2 is 15. And I'm not going to steal. I don't want to run him out of the inning. I will let Javier bat. Saberhagen with the pitch. Saberhagen, 3-6, possible error. Javier, 3-2, and that's a ground ball to second base. Grounder to second base. The ball is hit to White. His error rating is a 2. That's an 18. He won't make an error. 2-2. Actually, nope. It's a grounder to second base. The infield is in. So Weiss is on at third, and they are not going to send him. The throw will go to first. Bologna goes to second, and that's out number 2. So Javier is out, but they do not send Weiss. But Bologna goes to second base on a grounder there to short, and they'll give a chance to Canseco. Here comes Canseco, and he's 0 for 2. Now the infield is back. Got to be careful when pitching to him. And Saberhagen, He did give up a good amount of home runs in 88, so he's got to be careful. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Canseco usually is good for a bomb pretty much every game I've had him so far. How do I know when to bring the infield in and what are my circumstances? Depends on the game situation. Usually there, Mr. Gardner. In that case, it did make sense because you're the Royals. You're up 2-1 against a very good A's team, and you don't want this game to be tied. That was one thing I decided on. If it's a high double play rating, however, I may just play the infield at double play depth instead. Strategy roll. And that's a 10. Nothing happening. Saberhagen will go ahead and make the pitch. Saberhagen, 1-5, strikeout 12. He got him. Cold strike 3 on Canseco, and he's out of there. Strikeout number 5 for Saberhagen. And that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits. Oakland leaves a couple of men on. And after 5, it's still 2-1. Off-topic question, what is the game board I use? It is the Baseball Card All-Star Game. Is the board. I guess maybe I should. Everybody asked me about the board. And, of course, Dave at Baseball Demos has it also now. I really should. I guess I just put a picture of it in my comments or something like that. Because everybody asked me. It's made by if you go Baseball Card All-Star Game in eBay, you'll find it. If it is being sold, and it's not easy to find because this was a very tough find where I got it. Of course, I've had the board for a couple of years now, as you can see the wear and tear on it. We go to the top of the 6th, 2-1 Royals here. You're welcome, Mr. Brooks. Frank White leads off, and he is 0 for 2. And Young can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. Saberhagen's still pretty good. We'll see what happens here. Royals lead 2-1. Big game here at Oakland Coliseum. Young, 6-5. That is a blank. White, 1-6. And against the lefty, it's a base hit. He smacks it past first. And White will be the leadoff batter now, gets the first base. He's 0 for 2. It's the 6th inning. I still don't do pinch hitters yet. You still use Status Pro yourself. That Status Pro board was awesome, wasn't it, Clinton? The Status Pro baseball board that they used. Maybe one. I don't know about you, but is that one of the best boards you've ever seen with all that information on it? Not many games have that. Status Pro, maybe the best board of any board game of baseball, probably. I think I'm right about that. Infield or double play depth. Totally agree with you, Clinton. 17, no play. White will stay at first. Young with the pitch. Young, 3-3. Pitcher result, 6. And that's going to be an out against a righty. And it will be a fly out to right. Javier will get there and make the catch. 1 out. 1 down, and here comes Pacoda. He's having a good night tonight. 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Runner still on at first. And that's a 10. He'll stay put. Young will pitch to Pacoda. Young, 4-5. That is a blank. Pacoda, 3-4. This time it's a ground out to short. 1, 2, 3. Second base, pivot, Gallego, 0. 1-3. It's a double play. And nope. The throw goes to second to get White. Pacoda will make it to first on the fielder's choice. Two outs now. The batter is Wellman, and Young is now tired, but they're going to let him pitch here to Wellman. And the A's may be going to the bullpen here after the 6th inning. 2 men down. Strat. Nothing on the 18. Pacoda stays where he is. Wellman will go ahead and swing against Young. 2 men down, top of the 6th. Young, 6-3. That's a blank. Wellman, 6-5. That's a fly ball, hit the left field. And Polonia will range under there and get it and retire the side. No runs and a hit. Still 2-1 Royals. And this was a low-scoring game historically between these two. The A's won it 3-2 historically. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Saberhagen still has plenty left in the tank. Terry Steinbach leads off for Oakland, and he is 1 for 2. Saberhagen with the pitch. Saberhagen 1-4 against the righty. That's a base hit right past the pitcher, right through the box, and the A's get the leadoff man on. So Steinbach gets his second hit of the game. And now here's Henderson. Henderson is 1 for 2 with a base hit. Infield is at double play. And now we'll see what Steinbach's doing. He had 3 stolen bases. That is a 2. He's not going anywhere. The hit and run comes up, though. And let's see here. Attempt is 1. -1 is 0. And against the righty, strikeouts, Henderson is 11. I found out you do not, when you do a hit and run check, you do not use the ballpark here. You only go by the batter. That's what Chris actually told me. It's actually in the book, and I've been using the ballpark factor. So it's 11 against the righty, which is a +2. He actually gets the hit and run. You know what? Steinbach pretty good at that. I'm going to do it. Hit and run is on. Saberhagen will pitch. Saberhagen 6-4. That's a pitcher result, but that 17 is high. Henderson will swing. 4-2, and that's a fly ball to center field. So getting over there is going to be Thurman. He will make the catch, and Steinbach will have to go back to first. 1 out. Here's Jennings. Jennings is 0 for 2. D. Scott Howard, the GOAT Whisperer, joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. Steinbach, anything happening? Not this time. He will stay put. Saberhagen will make the pitch. Saberhagen 3-5 against the lefty. Walk plus, and that 8 is ball 4. And now the A's have the tying run in scoring position. And that's only the first walk issued by Saberhagen in the game. He had only 54 of them in 88. 54 walks and 260 innings pitched. I don't know about you, but that's pretty darn good. So now Phillips is the batter, and he is 1 for 2 with a single. Infield still at double play. That's a 20. Saberhagen turns around and fires to second. And it's an error. He throws it into the outfield. That's going to be a pickoff error on Saberhagen, and the runners will advance. There is no range check on anything like that. It's just an automatic pickoff error, and the base runners will advance. And that will be an E. That's on Phillips. That's going to be an E1. And the first error on the Royals. They did not have any errors in the game. So now runners at second and third and 1 out. And they are going to, do you put Phillips on and pitch to Gallego? You know what? Phillips is not the better hitter. I'm going to let him pitch to Phillips. Infield's going to come in. Runners at second and third here. Saberhagen commits an error, even though his error rating is a 0 here, but he does have pickoff errors because he did throw a couple there. That doesn't count on that, apparently, Chris. Saberhagen will pitch to Phillips. Strategy roll again. That is a 15. Runners stay. Saberhagen will pitch. Saberhagen 1-1. That's at the park. Oakland Coliseum 5-1. Base hit right past second base, and that's a single for Phillips. Steinbach will come in to score. Jennings a base runner 2, and he will come in to score. That's going to be a 2 RBI single by Phillips. It's 3-2 Athletics. Stadium cheers. Yay! So a single for Tony Phillips brings in 2 base runners. And we are now at the historical score of the game, which is 3-2. Whether it'll stay there is the question. And now the batter is Weiss. Weiss is 1 for 2. Infield back at double play depth. And now 3-2 A's. Phillips on at first. Strategy roll, that's an 18. Weiss actually gets the bunt sign, but he's going to swing away here. Saberhagen will pitch. Saberhagen, 2-4, strikeout 12, just missed. Weiss 5-4, and that's a grounder to second base. 2-3. Shortstop, Wellman, pivot 0, 1-3. It's a double play, and they got it. Side retired. 4-6-3 double play ends the inning, but 2 runs on 2 hits, a walk and an error, and the A's now have a 3-2 lead. But as Clinton Park says, the damage is done, and he is 100% correct. I don't know. Are they unearned runs because it was the pitcher that made the error? Are they unearned? I don't know that rule. Clinton, you've been known. I think I'm because it was the pitcher that made the error. I don't know if he gets unearned, but Mr. Parks will let us know. He is, by the way, the baseball encyclopedia, and he truly is because that man's knowledge of baseball is amazing. We go to the top of the 7th. Oakland's going to bring in a new pitcher as Young is tired. Larry Owen due to lead off, but now that we're in the 7th inning, we may see some pinch hitters coming in. But first, the Athletics need a pitcher. And coming in to pitch for the A's will be Gene Nelson. 9 wins, 6 losses, 3 saves, a 3.06 ERA. Gene Nelson will be the second pitcher. Larry Owen is supposed to lead off. And let's see. Do I have another catcher? Yes. Jamie Quirk is going to take over for Owen, but he will not pinch hit. Coming in to pinch hit for the Royals will be Danny Tartable. A 274 average, 26 homers, 102 RBIs. But taking over at catcher will be Quirk. So timeout for a substitution. Quirk actually has the same kind of ratings. So Quirk will now take over at catcher, but Danny Tartable will pinch hit here in the top of the 7th. 1 unearned. Okay, thank you there, sir. Meant Quirk. David Baseball Demos is contaminating the world with the puns. Nelson with the pitch. 6-5, strikeout 14. He got him. Cold strike 3 on Tartable. Struck him out. Nice K by Nelson. As he'll go ahead and get Tartable out. Next batter is Thurman. We're going to probably see a pinch hitter for him as well. And he is in center field, and he will come out of the game. And coming on to pinch hit for Thurman will be the new center fielder, Willie Wilson. 262 average, a homer, 37 RBIs. And he will take over in center, even though Wilson does not have the range. But right now, you kind of need the offense. So 2-2 -1. And I got to change the card because he's going to take over in center. So timeout for a card change as well in center field here. So he is now So he's a -1 in center field. So yes, so now he is -3. No, he is -2 + 1 0. So now he is -2 + 1 and 0. Okay, so Willie Wilson will now come up to bat. 1 out here, top of the 7th. Nelson with the pitch. 2-5, walk plus, ball 4 on a 12. Easy. Wilson will go ahead and trot to first, so Nelson gets a strikeout, and then he goes ahead and walks Willie Wilson. The batter now is Seitzer. He'll, of course, stay in the game. Wilson, 35 stolen bases. And that is a 16. He does not get the steal sign. Seitzer does get the bunt sign, but with a 304 batting average, you're swinging away. Infield double play. Wilson on it first. Nelson will pitch. Nelson, 1-2, possible error. Seitzer, 1-1. That's a fly ball hit to center field. That is hit to Henderson. His error rating is a 3. That's a 10. He'll make the catch. 2 outs. Anderson didn't make many errors out there in center. He'll hold on to it. Now with 2 away, here comes Bret. And Bret, he's had a rough night. He's 0 for 3, and he's flown out to center all 3 times. Wilson on it first, and that is a 12. He's not going anywhere. Nelson will go ahead and pitch to Bret. Nelson, 2-1. That's at the park. Oakland, 1-5, and that is a ground ball to second base. Gallegos got it, tosses it to first, side retired. So nothing across except a walk. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I will be right back. Don't forget, we got a huge 10-minute ticker coming up tonight. Our next matchup will be tomorrow night, and it will be on September 21st. And we are going to go back, to the National League West. And I know Brian B. will not miss tomorrow night's game. It will be the San Francisco Giants taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Rick Russell will be pitching for the Giants, and Tom Browning will be pitching for the Reds. It could be a very big game tomorrow night between San Francisco and Cincinnati. The Reds right now are in 3rd place, but they in the National League West, but they're under 500. They have got to get wins. So a good matchup tomorrow night at Riverfront Stadium. The G-Men and the Redlegs. That'll be tomorrow night on Inside Pitch. Meanwhile, back to a good game here at Oakland Coliseum. Bottom of the 7th, Athletics lead 3-2. Bret Saberhagen can pitch for 3 more batters before he tires, and he's going to stay out there for at least the 7th. Mike Gallego leads off for the A's. He's 0 for 2. Saberhagen with the pitch. Saberhagen 4-3 against the righty. Blank. Gallego 3-5. That's a line out right to third. Seitzer gets that one down. Seitzer put up his glove and the ball went right to it. Here's Polonia. Polonia is 1 for 2. 1 for 3. He has a single. Saberhagen will go ahead and pitch. Saberhagen 1-1. That's at the park. Oakland Coliseum 5-5. And that is a grounder to short. And Wellman will take care of that and toss it over. 2 down. As Clinton Parks goes ahead and clears up the information on the errors and the pickoffs. And thank you very much there, Mr. Parks. Here is Javier. Javier is 1 for 3. 2 down here. Saberhagen trying to finish the game strong. Saberhagen with the pitch. 1-5. Strikeout 7. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. A nice job by Saberhagen. That's strikeout number 6. And it remains 3-2 in favor of the A's. We go to the top of the 8th inning. 3-2 Athletics. Nelson, he will pitch. And Pat Tabler leads off for the Royals. He will bat. And he is 0 for 1, but he's got 2 walks. 3-2 Athletics. Nelson with the pitch. Nelson, 2-3. That is a blank. Tabler, 6-3. That's a ground out to short. Up with it is Weiss. And he'll throw it to first for the out, 1 down. Here comes White. And White, White is 1 for 3, but I don't think, but as many games as he played, you're not going to pinch hit for him. He will bat. Nelson will pitch to White, and there is 1 out in the top of the 8th. Nelson, 6-3 against the righty. Strikeout plus 15, and that's a called strike. 3 on White, 2 outs. Nelson gets a big K there. And now the batter is De Los Santos, but they will yank him out. I believe he can. Do I have another first baseman? Yes, I do. De Los Santos is going to come out of the game. And coming on to pinch hit for him is going to be Bo Knows Baseball Jackson. 246 average, 25 homers, 68 RBIs. Taking over at first base is going to be, believe it or not, Bill Buckner. So Buckner will take over at not first. Where is he? De Los Santos. Oh, I'm sorry. De Los Santos is the designated hitter. My bad. He's the DH. I'm sorry. Bo Jackson is going to take over at designated hitter. Never mind. De Los Santos was the DH. So Bill Jackson will now take over at designated hitter. So here comes Gene Nelson against Bo Knows Baseball Jackson. Nelson's got to be careful with him. Jackson knows home runs. 2 down, top of the 8th, 3-2. Nelson with the pitch. Nelson, 4-3. Wild pitch, ball 1. Nelson will do it again. Nelson, 2-6 against the righty. Strikeout 3. And Jackson flails at that one. Jackson went 5 feet in the air with the bat, and the ball went 5 inches over the ground. Jackson wasn't even close. Struck him outside, retired. 1, 2, 3, go the Royals. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Rob, the save rule is 3 runs or less if they pitch a full inning. I know you use 2 runs. That's fine if you look 2 better. Okay. I like using 2 runs. As far as my thing is this. If the tying run is on deck, that's a save situation, I feel. But I know you're right, Brian B. You're correct. I did look that up. But then again, We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Saberhagen is tired. The Royals are going to go to the bullpen here. And leading off for the A's will be Jose Canseco. He is 0 for 3. He is due. So now, let's see who the Royals are going to bring out to pitch here. They got right. Bottom of the 8th inning. And in this case, you can bring in anybody. And they're going to go ahead and bring out Steve Near or Far. 5 wins, 4 losses, 20 saves, a 2.50 ERA. Steve Farr will be the second Kansas City pitcher. And he'll pitch to Canseco. Bottom of the 8th, 3-2. Fans there at Oakland Coliseum hoping for a big bomb by Canseco. Farr, 1-6. Home run chance, but that 15 against the righty is too high. Canseco, 5-1, and he just chops it to short. Taken care of by Wellman, and that's out number 1. You almost let one go there. Next up is Steinbach. Steinbach is 2 for 3 tonight. He's got 2 singles. Farr will go ahead and make the pitch. Farr, 1-6. Home run chance. Righty, 1-2. The 16 is high. Steinbach, 6-5. And against the righty, that's a ground out to the pitcher. Farr will take care of that one and toss it over to first for out number 2. 2 outs, and now the batter is Henderson. Farr going up against some of the hot hitters. Henderson is 1 for 3. Farr will go ahead, and he will make the pitch. Farr, 1-1. That's a blank. Henderson, 3-5. That's a line drive right to third. That's caught by Seitzer, and that's the inning. Nice job by Steve Farr, and 1-2-3 go the Athletics. But they have a 3-2 lead. But will we see some ninth inning magic? We go to the top of the ninth. Athletics lead 3-2. Nelson did a good job, but now it's got to switch to a different pitcher. And that, of course, has got to be a certain Hall of Famer named Eck. Pitch for the Athletics will be Dennis IVRA. Eckersley's job, get this game over. And we are at the historical score of the game. 3-2 was the final score. Now the question is, can the Royals make a change to it? Bill Bakota is the leadoff batter, but I think we're going to see a pinch hitter here. And he is in left field. And let's see if I can bring anybody up. And the answer is, believe it or not, no, he's going to have to hit. There's really nobody else on I can bring an Eisenreich, but not much of a difference. And Bakota actually hits right. He's a touch better. Bill Pacota's going to bat, and he is 2 for 3. He has 2 singles. Cheap plug. 10 minutes of the ticker. We'll do Demolition League wrap-up. Oh, of course. Check out baseball demos. Absolutely. Denny Eck will pitch to Bakota. Top of the ninth. 3-2. Eckersley. 1-6. Hit by pitch. 1. Yes, he hit him. Plunk. Ouch. He hits Bakota. Not what you want to do. That is the first hit batter of the game, and the tying run is already on base. Bill Pakota Chrome. Bill Pakota Chrome. Oh, from Kodachrome from Kodachrome from Simon and Garfunkel. That's not bad. I'll take that. The batter now is Wellman, and Wellman will bat. He's got a 271 average, but he's 0 for 3. Pakota on at first base as Eckersley hits him. Infield is at double play. Paul Simon, Simon and Garfunkel. Eckersley will go ahead and prepare to make a pitch. Strategy roll first, though. That's a 13. Pakota stays where he is. Eckersley will go ahead and pitch it away. Pitch, 2-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Wellman, 3-3, and it's popped up. That's a pop fly ball to third. Phillips is in fair territory. He's going to make the catch, and that's an out. Wellman pops up. And now the batter is the new catcher, Jamie Quirk. 240 average, 8 homers, 25 RBIs. He'll bat. He's got home run power. So Quirk will go ahead and bat here. Tying run on it first. 1 out, top of the ninth. Strat. Nothing on the 12. Even its morning waifu. Brian B., if you're starting to do what I'm doing, I got the name of a few therapists that might help you out. Although I don't think it'll work. Pakota on it first. Eckersley will pitch. Eckersley, 3-5. Home run chance against the righty. A lefty, a 1-8. The 7 is good against the righty. Quirk needs a 16. Does he put the Royals ahead? Yes, he does. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep to center field. Going back for it is Henderson. He's at the track. He's at the wall. And he's not making the catch. That is gone. Home run, Jamie Quirk. Kansas City takes the lead. 9th inning magic strikes again. Stadium barfs. Blech. Dennis Eckersley, a home run chance, and against the lefty, he needed a 1-8. He got a 6. And then against the righty, Quirk needs a 16. That is gone. 4-3 Royals. And the fans here, this place just went quiet. As Jamie Quirk, who came in as a catching replacement, and Eckersley gives up the bomb. And now the batter is Wilson. And Wilson is 0 for 0. He walked his first time up. And Eckersley can't believe it, as I don't believe what I just saw, even though that wasn't Kirk Gibson. Eckersley gives up another big-time bomb, and 1 out in the top of the 9th. Eckersley will pitch. Eckersley, 6-1, strikeout plus. He got Wilson, struck him out. 2 down. And now here's Seitzer. Seitzer is 1 for 4. Eckersley will pitch to Seitzer here. Fans here at Oakland Coliseum can't believe this. Eckersley will pitch. Eckersley 2-5 against the righty. Strikeout plus. That 15 is good. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that retires a side. 2 runs on 1 hit. A hit by pitch. Then Wellman pops out. And then Jamie Curt blasts a 2-run bomb. 4-3 Royals. But now will we see some bottom of the 9th inning magic? Steve Farr, he can pitch to 2 more batters before he tires. Now he's going for the win. Farr will stay out there. Doug Jennings supposed to lead off. We may see a pinch hitter for him, and we will. And coming on to pinch hit for the Royals and taking over at first place will be the other Bash brother. Here is Mark McGwire, 260 average, 32 bombs, 99 RBIs. So McGwire will now go ahead and take over at first. He's a little better at the position than Jennings, because now the A's need to use some pinch hitters. So Mark McGwire will pinch it against Farr, as Philip Reynolds joins us here at Oakland Coliseum. So now a 4-3 Royals lead. Farr with the pitch. Farr, 4-3 against the righty. That's going to be an out. And it's going to be a ground ball to second base. White's got it, throws to first, 1 out. 1 down. And now the batter is Phillips. We may see a pinch hitter for him as well. Phillips is at third base. Phillips will come back. And coming on to pinch hit for Phillips will be Carney Lansford. 279 average, 7 homers, 57 RBIs. Lansford will take over at third base. So another substitution is needed here. And he's a little better at the position. So now Carney Lansford will go up against Farr. 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Farr with the pitch. Farr, 4-4 against the righty. It's a blank. Lansford, 6-4, and it's a ground out to third. Taken care of by Seitzer. Throws to first, 2 down. And the last chance for the Athletics is Walt Weiss. And I think he's going to bat. And yeah, he will. He'll bat. So Weiss is going to be the last chance here. But what a way for the A's to lose a tough game here. Farr is tired, but they're going to let him pitch. Or do they? Maybe not. Hold on. Kansas City may go to the bullpen to try to get 1 out on Weiss. And let's see what they're going to do here. Let's see what the Royals want to do. We could bring in Gleaton. But Farr is their better pitcher. But then again, Weiss does not hit lefties as well. And they're going to do it. Farr is tired. They're not going to let him finish the game out. So coming on to pitch for the Royals will be Jerry Don Gleaton. No wins, 4 losses, 3 saves. A 3.55 ERA. He is trying to get a 1-out save. Jerry Don Gleaton will go up against Weiss. Weiss will bat here. Bottom of the ninth, 4-3. Yeah, Farr is tired. So now with 2 outs, fans here at Oakland Coliseum hoping Weiss can keep it going. Gleaton gets the sign, and now he pitches. Gleaton, 4-2, strikeout 19. That is high. Weiss, 2-1, and it's a base hit to center field. Weiss keeps it alive with a single. Weiss gets ahead, and he'll be the tying run on first. The batter now is Gallego, and Gallego is at second base, and they are going to pull him back. Gallego coming out of the game, and Dave Parker will come on to pinch hit. A 257 average, 12 homers, 55 RBIs. Glenn Hubbard will take over at second if this game goes any further. So timeout as Hubbard will now be brought in for a substitution. And he's actually a little better than Gallego at second. But now it's up to Cobra, Dave Parker. So Weiss on it first. Gleaton, he will pitch to Parker. Parker, maybe their best chance to get a bomb here. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Fans here at Oakland Coliseum hoping the A's can get some magic of their own. Gleaton sets up, strategy roll first. That's a 4. Weiss stays where he is. Gleaton will now set up. Fans are loud. Gleaton with the pitch. 1-3, strikeout 17. Just missed by 1. Parker swings. 6-2, and it's a ground ball to third. Up within his sights, sir. He's got it. Pokes once, pokes twice, throws to first. That's your game. Royals go ahead and steal this one from the Athletics, 4-3. Stadium barfs. Yeah. What a win for the Royals, as they're still trying to chase the Twins for second place in the AL West. But the Athletics let this one get away from him as Deniek gives up a big-time bomb to Jamie Quirk. What a win for the Royals. Final line score coming up. No runs and a hit, by the way, for the A's. For the Royals, 4 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. For the Athletics, 3 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher is Steve Farr. He'll get the win, and Dennis Eckersley takes the loss. And a blown save. What a victory for the Royals, but can they continue to use that with the 10-minute ticker? That's a big win, though. That gets them to 77 wins. Oakland now drops to 88-62. But the Athletics, though, will be clinching this division pretty much in a day or two here. 10-minute ticker coming right up. A huge one. Don't go away. And Gleaton, by the way, does get the save. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. So the Royals actually get a win on Oakland, and that is pretty big. But now there's lots more action here as the 1988 season is beginning to wind down. Yankees at Boston. The Red Sox have a half-game lead on the Yankees. Yankees 21-32, and that is 5. Red Sox 1666, that is 11, and Boston now leads a game and a half ahead of the Yankees for first. Texas at California, Rangers 941, and that is 4. Angels 12-11, that's 0. Another loss for the Angels. They're now 4 games under 500. I'm pretty much sure they are done. Baltimore at Detroit. Baltimore 455, and that is 5. Tigers minus 1056, and that's 2. Wow, okay, well, I guess it was very hard for them to win that game. Baltimore beats the Tigers. That's a bad loss for Detroit, as they're only a game and a half ahead of Toronto for third. White Sox and the Twins. White Sox 765, and that is 8. Minnesota 1731, and that's 4. That's a bad loss for the Twins. Milwaukee at Seattle. Brewers are 2 games out of third. They got to start winning here. Milwaukee 18-22, and that's not going to get it done. That's 3 runs, because the Mariners have an 866, and that's 9, and another loss for the Brewers. At one point, they were on top of the division. They are right now in deep trouble. Cleveland at Toronto. The Blue Jays can now move within a half game of the Tigers. Cleveland 435, and that is 3. Blue Jays 1853, and that is 7. And the Blue Jays are now only a half game back of Detroit. San Diego and Atlanta. The Padres are a half game back of the Reds for third, but the Padres are like the Reds, under 500. Padres 1421, and that is 3. Atlanta 423, and that is 2. That's a big win for San Diego. Cardinals and the Cubs. The Cardinals are 5 back of the Mets for third. Cardinals got to run. They're running out of time. Cardinals 635, and that is 3. Cubs 1123, and that is also 3. They will tie. Cardinals roll a 5 plus 0. Cubs roll a 1 minus 1, and that will be a win for the Redbirds. Dodgers and the Reds. Both teams need wins desperately. And what a game this would have been, too. John Tudor against Jose Rio. Dodgers and the Reds. Big matchup here. Dodgers are 2.5 back of the Reds for third, but the Dodgers have 77 losses. Dodgers 111, that is 0. Reds 214, and that is 0. Both teams can't get a run on the main row, and they are going to extras. Dodgers roll a 4 plus 0. Reds roll a 2 plus 0, and the Dodgers will beat the Reds. Giants and the Astros. The Astros are 3 back of San Francisco for the division lead. Big game, big series here between these two. Giants 625, and that is 2. Astros 626, and that is 2. They tie. Need an extra roll. San Francisco, both teams roll a 1. San Francisco's a -2. Houston's a +1. The Astros will win the game and are now 2 back of the Giants. Montreal and the Mets. The Expos are only a half game ahead of the Mets now for second. With the Cardinals winning, the Mets would like to get a win here. If the Mets win this game, they take over second place and the number 3 seed. Montreal, let's see what happens here. Expos 511, that's 0. Mets 563, that is 6. And a happy recap for the Mets. They are now in second place in the NL East. Pirates and the Phillies. Pirates trying to win the division. Pirates 951, and that is 5. Phillies 456, and that is also 5. They will tie. Phillies trying to play spoiler. Pirates roll a 4 plus 0. Philadelphia rolls a 2 plus 0, and that is a win for the Bucks. On to September 19th. Don't you just love the pennant race? Milwaukee at California. The Brewers got to get wins, and so does California. Big series. Milwaukee 12-55, and that is 6. Angels 12-51, and that is 5, and that's a win for the Brew Crew. They needed it. Cleveland at Detroit. Tigers got to continue to hold on to third place. Only a half game back ahead of Toronto. Cleveland 8-42, and that is 4. Tigers 14-52, and that is 6. And the Tigers will hold on to third. Baltimore and the Yankees. The Yankees right now are a game and a half back of Boston. Baltimore 10-66, that's 10. Yankees 19-15, and that is 3. And the Yankees lose another one. Minnesota at Oakland. The Oakland Athletics right now, they are, let's see here. I don't think they can clinch tonight now with the loss to Kansas City, but their magic number could be reduced to 2 or 1. Minnesota needs to stay where they're at. Minnesota 9-25, and that is 3. Oakland 14-64, they'll get that win. That's a 9. And Oakland moves even closer to the AL West title. Kansas City at Seattle. Kansas City 8-13, that's not good, that's 1. The Mariners have been playing spoiler lately. Mariners 10-51, that is 5. And a win for the M's as Kansas City will stay where they're at. They can't get any ground on Minnesota. White Sox at Texas, meaningless game. White Sox 15-15, and that is 2. Rangers 11-43, and that is 5. And that's a win for the Rangers. Boston at Toronto, a big series there. The Red Sox, as I said, right now are 2 games ahead of the Yankees. Toronto trying to catch up to Detroit. Boston 17-41, and that is 5. Blue Jays 7-43, and that is 4. Another win for the Red Sox. They are red hot. San Francisco and Atlanta. Giants now 2 games ahead of the Astros. Giants 13-64, that's going to be 8. And Atlanta 14-15, and that is 2. And the Giants will at least stay where they're at. Padres and the Reds. The Reds are now have 76 losses. The Padres now have 72 wins. Both these teams right now, San Diego has now jumped into third place with the Cincinnati loss. Padres got to get wins. And so do the Reds. Padres 1-31, and that is 2. Reds 8-16, and that is 2. We go to extras. Padres roll a 2 plus 0. Reds roll a 4 plus 0, and that game belongs to the Reds. Those 2 teams are still fighting each other for that third place, but they got to get wins. Dodgers and the Astros. The Dodgers are barely holding on for their playoff lives, but they've got to get wins. They cannot finish under 500 or lower. A big matchup, too. Hershiser against Ryan. Dodgers and the Astros. Dodgers 9-21. 9-21, and that is 2. Astros minus 121, and that is 1. And another win for the Dodgers. And the Astros now fall back to 3 games back of the Giants. As the Giants are now thinking they're going to win the National League West and possibly the number 2 seed. Pirates and the Cardinals, a big important series for both teams. Cardinals trying to catch the Expos now that have dropped to third. Pirates 11-14, and that is 1. Cardinals 10-32, and that's 3. That's a good win for the Redbirds, and the Pirates do not get closer to the division. On to September 20, Milwaukee and California. Can the Brewers get closer and stay alive here? Milwaukee 11-45, and that is 5. Angels 2-61, and that is also 5. They will have extras. Milwaukee rolls a 1. -1 is 0. Cali rolls a 3, and that's good, and +0. And the Angels will beat the Brewers. The Brewers, their time is beginning to run out, getting closer. They are not in a good shape right now. Cleveland at Detroit. Can the Tigers? And the Tigers are not out of the division race either, but they got to get a few wins. Cleveland 8-35, and that is 3. Tigers 12-31, and that is also 3. They will tie. Cleveland rolls a 5, +2 is 7. Detroit rolls a 4, +0, and that's a win for the Tribe. Baltimore and the Yankees. The Yankees lately have been sliding a bit back. Orioles 8-63, and that is 7. Yankees 15-26, and that is 4. The Yankees lose another game right there. Minnesota at Oakland. Minnesota 9-14, that's 1. Athletics 6-45, and that is 4. And the Athletics get even closer to the NL West, to the AL West title. Kansas City at Seattle. With the Minnesota loss, can the Royals get closer? Kansas City 19-23, and that is 4. Mariners 5-51, and that is also 4. Boy, the Mariners are doing some major spoiling out there. Kansas City rolls a 5, -2 is 3. Seattle rolls a 6, -1 is 5, and the Mariners will beat the Royals. Seattle lately has been really ruining a few playoff teams, possible playoff teams' day. White Sox and the Rangers, meaningless. White Sox 8-26, and that is 3. Rangers 12-54, and that is 6. A win for the Rangers. Boston at Toronto. The Red Sox are absolutely on fire. Boston 12-43, and that is 5. Blue Jays 7-21, and that is 2. And the Red Sox win another game here right now. Remember, Boston made a big push near the end of the year historically. They're doing that here. San Francisco at Atlanta. Giants, now a 3-game lead on the Astros. San Francisco 8-24, and that is 2. Braves 5-45, and that's 4. That's a win for Atlanta. Montreal and the Cubs in a doubleheader. More important for the Expos, they got to get some wins here. Montreal right now a half game back of the Mets for 3rd. Mets are in 2nd. Doubleheader. Mets could use some help from the Cubs. Game 1. Montreal 9-41, and that is 4. Cubs 8-41, and that is also 4. They will go into extras. Montreal rolls a 1, -1 is 0. Cubs roll a 5, -1 is 4, and the Cubs win game 1. Game number 2. And there's a young pitcher on the mound for the Cubs in the second game. Some nobody, never heard of him. He's a pretty big guy, though. He goes by the name of Randy. Montreal and the Cubs. Game number 2. Montreal 13-64, and that is 8. Cubs 4-54, and that is 5. And they will split the twin bill. Padres and the Reds. A big series here. San Diego already has a loss to the Reds. Reds, one of these teams, can they get above 500? If they don't, 3rd place doesn't matter. San Diego 6-24, and that is 2. Reds 12-45, and that is 5, and that game belongs to the Reds. It sets up a big game between the Giants and the Reds tomorrow night. Dodgers and the Astros. The Dodgers still have 77 losses. The Astros trying to stay close to San Francisco. They're trying to win this division, but they may have to settle for the 4 seed. Dodgers and the Astros. Dodgers 19-23, and that is 4. Astros 3-14, and that is 1. And another win for the Dodgers. They are staying alive. Phillies and the Mets. The Mets right now have a chance to gain a full game and a half over the Expos, if possible, for second. The Mets, can they catch the Pirates? They got the Phillies in this game. Philadelphia at the Mets. Philadelphia 0-33, and that is 2. Mets 16-41, and that is 5. And another happy recap for the Mets. Yay! Section 518 cheers. Pittsburgh at the Cardinals. The Pirates now. Very possible Pittsburgh's got to continue to win because the Mets are now making their move. Pirates and the Cardinals. Cardinals trying to get back into the discussion for third place. They're now chasing the Expos, not the Mets anymore. Pirates 765, and that is 8. And the Cardinals 351, and that is 4. And that'll be a win for the Bucks. And now the Cardinals are beginning to fade to black. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be September 21st, and we will be at Riverfront Stadium. The San Francisco Giants take on the Cincinnati Reds in a huge game in the NL West. Rick Russell will go for the Giants, and Tom Browning will go for the Reds. The Reds are now at 74-76. The Giants trying to win the National League West. Anything is possible yet. We're only a couple games away from the final week. What could happen? Who knows? But Russell and Browning, G-Men and the Redlegs tomorrow night. Be there or be square. Baseball with the demos, John Haverly, Brian Patterson, Steeler fan, Chuck Rawlings, Jeff Merklin, Clinton Parks, Texag 75, Philip Reynolds, Brian B, Clee Baseball fan, let's see here, D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, Jemery Brooks, Uncle Dave Gardner, Ryan Sullivan, Mike Eisenberg, Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike, MV, Big Clue, and Frank Wainscott, and Jeremy Brooks. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out through the X-ray machines. Subscribe if you've not done. I'm not going to use turnstiles anymore because, well, turnstiles they don't use anymore in baseball as far as I can tell. Subscribe if you've not done so, and make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Another ninth-inning magic strikes again tonight. Kansas City knocks off Oakland 4-3 with 2 runs in the top of the ninth. Big game tomorrow night coming up. Don't miss it. We'll see you then.